Angle Lake Neighborhood Church, it's Pastor John coming to you from my office today. And I wanted to take a few minutes and just talk to you about missions. Every October, Angle Lake Neighborhood Church emphasizes missions, and we usually take a Sunday to do that. This year, however, because of our restrictions and some of the issues at that level, I thought I would just do this little short video. We're going to post it on our Facebook page, and then we will keep it at the top of the page for a few weeks so that you can watch it. But every October, we ask everyone to make a pledge for the upcoming year. So this would be a pledge for 2021. And we ask you to make that pledge so that we then, the board, can take a look at the monies that will be allocated to us to support our missionaries. We currently support around 11 missionaries, foreign missionaries, and several U.S. missionaries and ministries. And it totals to about $1,550 a month. And that's what we currently do. Now we're going to continue to support those missionaries at that amount, regardless of what monies are pledged or what monies come in. If we don't have enough money, then we'll take it out of the general fund to do so. But we would like to maybe support more missionaries or increase the amounts of some of our missionaries. It is difficult nowadays to get out into the mission field. And to kind of give you an idea, Holland and I spent some time in Germany. And so what happens is that the mark compared to the dollar changes almost daily, okay? And so and of course they don't use the mark nowadays, they use the euro. But back in those days, the current exchange would change on a daily basis. And as it would change, your dollar would either get greater or less. And so these missionaries basically have a set amount of money that they have to them, and then that allows them to go on the field or not. And the Assemblies of God will not let a missionary go out until they have a certain amount of their budget secured. And then those are all just pledges. I mean, that's not real money yet until it's actually deposited into the account. So we just encourage you, pray over that, get the mission pledge. Pastor Nick will post a copy of it on the Facebook page along with this so that you can see it and get a chance to pray over that, make a pledge, turn that into the church when you get a chance. If you're not going to come to church, mail it in to us so that we can see that. Again, that gives us an opportunity and chance to take a look, make budget, and then prepare on how we're going to approach missions for 2021. You know, the Assemblies of God has been doing missions since its very beginning. In fact, a little history lesson. In 1914, when the Assemblies of God was formed, one of the reasons why it was formed was that many of the churches, the ministers had come out of, when Pentecost fell, when the experience of tongues fell on many different peoples, they were part of other organizations, other churches. And so they were either asked to leave the organization or they left on their own. And a lot of them found that they had no support systems. And some of those folks felt called to missions, felt called to go to foreign fields. And they just couldn't get there because there was no support system. So one of the reasons that the Assemblies of God was formed in 1914 was to provide an organization, a place where missionaries could form or gather and get the support they needed to get on the missions field. So we've been doing this for a long time. We are a missions-giving church, Angle Lake Neighborhood Church is, and we appreciate your support. At the end of this video, Pastor Nick's going to put up a video from our missionaries to the Philippines, Jonathan and Vanessa Capone. And they're going to just share their heart and some of the things that's going on with them and their time there. So again, I love you, appreciate you all so very much. Support missions if you can. It's a very important part of our ministry and a part of what we do. Bless you. See you soon.
Vanessa Capone, Jonathan Capone, your missionaries here that serve in the Philippines. We are so honored to be back in the Northwest after serving for 3 years in the Philippines. We had quite the eventful term, and God really did incredible things, and we couldn't do the things that we do if it wasn't for your faithfulness in prayer and giving every month to keep us on the mission field. I just wanted to say thank you so much for that recent generous donation that the board approved to give us. You know, raising money has been a little bit different now since we've been back in the States on furlough and itinerating, because we can't really go into churches that much. And so you guys really went above and beyond, because we couldn't come and see you in person, but instead you guys took that that offering and decided to give us that nice gift last month. And so we just wanted to say thank you so much. And although we miss being with you in person, we feel like we're with you in spirit, and we pray for you often, and we really appreciate your pastor and his communication with us through the last couple years has been really wonderful, and we just love you guys so much. So Jonathan's going to give a quick update on some of the things that your partnership has done the last 3 years in the Philippines.
Yeah, so God really did some incredible things at Kings Garden Children's Home over the last 3 years. We were able to fully secure the whole property, so we have 12.5 acres, and I would say about 3/4 of the property was not fenced, so we finished a big wall that secures the property, so that way people can't come onto our property. They have to go through the proper entrances and stuff like that. Also, we built a great guest house where we hosted over 200 people that were on short-term mission trips. So, you know, our heart is to get people out of the churches and into the mission field to experience missions, so that way they can take a heart of missions back to their communities, to reach their communities when they get back. So, and then they tend to see stuff in a different lens once they've been impacted through their experience with missions. So those are just a few things. We're still providing care for all the children. So right now we have 40 kids that we're taking care of right now at Kings Garden Children's Home. We just recently took in 6 kids that needed immediate shelter, and we're continuing to provide the highest quality care that we can, and taking care of these kiddos and giving them a safe place and nurturing them. And as we're gone, we've been able to place a new home manager that's in charge while we're gone, and she's a Filipino, so she's a local there, and she's just doing a tremendous job and continuing what we've began there. So again, we really thank you for your partnership. Thank you, Pastor John, and all that your prayers that you've prayed over us. It's a true blessing to be in partnership with you all. Thank you, and God bless.
Bye.